Hi there, I'm Danothir, and today I'm going to share my thoughts about the MMORPG community, specifically how the way we play these games has changed during the years. Enjoy. I think that me and most of the old school players would give everything in order to forget the zones and classes of our favorite MMO, in order to live those moments again and discover everything like in the beginning. It seems everyone is in a mad dash to reach endgame as fast as possible, following the famous meta. Guides pop up within minutes after the release of a new expansion, and the most overpowered builds are scattered everywhere across the internet. But why the rush? I reached out to some friends that also play MMORPGs, and this is where a thought from a fellow guild member of Star Wars The Old Republic comes in. Thanks, Mir.
One of the first MMOs I ever played was SWTOR. It was like a wizard world, something like World of Warcraft, but a bit different. Well, I wanted to play something that's online, and it had interesting classes, interesting gameplay, and interesting visuals. I still remember to this day that it was fun leveling up my character. I chose a wizard. I didn't play it that long because then I found out that Star Wars existed. Star Wars, The Old Republic, and really is the only MMO that fills the niche of a Star Wars game that lets you be evil or play to your own liking. I liked it, and I joined back in, I believe it was 2014, 2013. For the first time I played a Sith warrior. Jumped back in when I wanted to see what the game was doing, and I did not know how to play anymore. It was like completely different to what I was used to. Some of my abilities were missing from my old character. I had no idea what happened in the story. When there's a guide for everything, it takes away a bit from the enjoyment of the game. It simplifies the game because you already know what the perfect combination of, let's say, skill or the perfect combo of approach towards something in a game is. You don't need to guess, you don't need to experiment, you don't have the fun of experimenting. You just type into Google how to do X and 20 guides will pop up. It takes away the enjoyment. Imagine that, let's say you live somewhere and you have two options to get to work. You either can go through a beautiful park that the walk takes 20 minutes, or go by the public transport and it takes 5 minutes. Well, obviously the more efficient way is the public transport, but you would lose some of the enjoyment if you took the public transport every day, because sometimes you want to see something beautiful.
Another dear fellow guildmate and YouTuber, Adless Gamer, wanted to share his thought on this. Thanks to you too.
Well, I think the most obvious reason for me would be to reach the endgame and start raiding. It's just that raiding and leveling in an MMORPG, it's like two different games. For example, in Star Wars The Old Republic, I've played all the classes once just to experience the intriguing stories. After that, leveling a new character was like mindless button smashing. The last couple of years, I've been only raiding with our gaming community band of brothers. We've been trying most of the major MMORPGs, and not being able to reach endgame in Final Fantasy XIV Online without the long leveling process and the endless cutscenes made me quit the game. I think that having played many, MMORPGs can make you wanna rush, so you can enjoy raiding with your friends.
While I agree with some of what he said, I must say that it's true that the endgame content is amazing to do with friends, but also leveling up and exploring something without haste. In fact, most members of the MMORPG subreddit shares what I think. Blind Run makes you enjoy the game the way it was meant to be, and once you've discovered most of the things you wanted to do, you can dive into some guide. For others, fear of missing out, competition, and the infinite volume of content are all valid reasons. But what I personally think though is that this relentless rush, it's actually destroying the core of MMORPG experience. MMORPGs used to be about the journey, the sense of wonder as you explored a vast unknown world, the mystery of speaking to a certain NPC or entering a dungeon not knowing where it will lead you to. Now everything feels optimized, streamlined, with the most efficient route plastered across every forum. But bear with me, there is nothing wrong with wanting to reach endgame content, because I can't deny that it is exciting. But let's not forget to have fun along the way. No one is running behind us. When you're questing around in your MMO, take a detour. Dive into some side quest, maybe team up with some other player you've met on the road and create your own adventure instead of following a rigid guide. Who knows, maybe you could end up in a situation like this.
3-3 repeating, of course, percentage of survival. Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him!
Oh, geez, stick to the plane!
Oh Jesus, let's go. Stick to the plan, Shove!
MMORPGs have always thrived for their communities. Rushing isolates you, breaks the magic of what an MMO is, and burns you out. Think about it, if you immediately get to max level, best gear and everything unlocked within the first few days of playing, what's the point? Fill your game time helping out a new player, revive someone who needs it, or just hang out with your guildmates. These are the moments that make MMORPG special, and you'll always keep in your heart. My very personal thought is that MMORPGs and many other genres have to mainly be a source of enjoyment, a way to escape for a bit from the everyday pressures. There is no MMORPG that suits best for you besides the one that you enjoy. Same goes for how you want to play. You'll find no guide about that, trust me. So, what are your thoughts? Do you feel the rush mentality has taken over MMORPGs? Let's discuss this in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to watch more content like this. See you soon.